Today I will be talking about reverse discrimination. Now I know you all know what discrimination is, making a distinction in favor or against a certain group, usually minorities. But reverse discrimination is more specifically discriminating against members of a dominant or majority group. Reverse discrimination has been around as long as we have fought to keep discrimination at bay. There are many ways in which reverse discrimination has negatively affected one's prejudice. For instance, back when African Americans were treated inhumanely, predominantly during the Civil Rights Movement, the white community was given a reputation for being racist. Obviously, the suffering of the black community had been going on for decades prior, so you can only imagine the hatred of these two cultures once it got to the point of the Civil Rights Movement. To keep the peace, the legal system established a series of laws with a vague description of the government's true motives. The most obvious one, the Civil Rights Act of 1964, policies began to be created for the betterment of this movement. This was called the affirmative action, policies that protected minorities from being discriminated against. Affirmative action takes place in many areas of our society, but one that goes somewhat unnoticed unless you've fallen victim to it, is the strain it places on college admissions. Here are a few problems with affirmative actions. People make the excuse that they are being discriminated against, even when the rejection is as simple as they were not qualified. In order to please the minorities, college admissions deem it necessary to admit a certain amount of minorities. Their grounds for this: affirmative action. In trying not to discriminate, affirmative action discriminates against those who work hard and have credentials, but didn't make the cut because the college has met its quota for that particular race. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, in 2010, the percentage of whites in America was 72.4%, staggering over the African American percentage of 12.6% and the Hispanic Latino percentage of 16.3%. These numbers give clarity to the reality that plagues college admission. Because the Caucasian race is the majority in the United States, it is logical to assume that more Caucasians would be accepted into a particular college. Despite this, most colleges overlook said fact for various reasons. They don't want to fuel the stereotype that Caucasians are generally more capable than other races. They fear the repercussions of supporting that majority. They want to appeal to all cultures so as to create a larger bowl to fish from. They desire to emulate the American dream that anyone can do anything if they put their mind to it. These motives seem merely to protect themselves from the public persecution. But how does it affect those who are applying for these diverse colleges? One account of the college admissions reverse discrimination is the case of Grants versus Bollinger, in which the University of Michigan's law school accepted people based upon their race in order to obtain diversity at their school. This case was upheld by the Equal Protection Clause, which states that no state shall deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. This law was instated as a proponent of the 14th Amendment under the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Only 2 years later, in 1997, another case similar to Grants versus Bollinger appeared at the University of Michigan and was brought to the Supreme Court. This time the ruling went the other way, under the grounds that there was no significant proof that the rejected applicants were rejected because of the color of their skin. These two accounts might be an example of the universities tightening up on their admissions by ensuring that applicants are accepted based on academic eligibility. But how can we really tell? It's very difficult to reveal the true motives of a university. Yes, Michigan said they wanted diversity, but isn't it also important to have a diverse range of thinkers? scholarly, well-rounded individuals who become the most innovative when supported by other thinkers? Basically, is the diversity simply skin deep? In order to really get to the root of this reverse discrimination issue, the Board of Admissions in all colleges need to establish a clear and ethical motive, not only pleasing the minorities but also the majority. Questions of gender, race, etc. need to be only a side factor, along with many others contributing to the diverse dynamic of a school body. Once the motive is established for college admission discretion, it will become more clear to the applicants that the choice to accept or reject their application was based on professional analysis and not discriminatory quotas. Thank you, and that is all.